let's talk about impact. How do you know if your research helped a particular stakeholders make better decisions? How do you track it? And this question is really pointing to the big monster in the room is ROI. What is the return of investment on this researcher, this strategist, this designer, right? So let's start with you, Theo. How do you measure that? How do you make sure that's coming through as well?
Yeah, so throughout my different roles for UX research, right, I've kind of done things kind of similar, right, but all depends, right? So looking at it through task completion rates, conversion rates, user satisfaction metrics, analytics, right, understanding the impact of the research is what we're doing having a value or having positive impact on our users and the business, right? So like kind of measuring that. Let's say you do research right for 6 months, and then you kind of do like a post-op and you take a really broad look at what your research was, and then to now, is there more engagement? Did a feature change or something that we made for the user that they really wanted that we put on there create this massive change or large adoption rate increase, right? So stuff like that is really, really important, right? And keeping a tab on these and making sure that, looking at all these metrics and KPIs, or like Microsoft OKRs, objective key results, right? You want to hit those, right? How can we hit those different OKRs and be successful, right? But making sure that everything's in line with our stakeholders. But the impact of research is super important, right? So are we doing the right things, right? Are we testing the wrong things? We're testing the right things, right? So that, like, I know earlier, Marilee was really harping on, okay, in the beginning and in the skit, you're talking about the discovery research, making sure up front everything is set for success early is going to help in the end. And then you have all these different metrics, the quantitative stuff, the surveys, right? Interacting with your customers, right? So like, for instance, when I was at Meijer, put out a lot of surveys, people going to grocery stores, right? They using the Meijer mobile app, right? How we measure that from the beginning to the end, right? We implement a new feature, right? Oh, how is this feature, right? Just throwing this out there, but like, again, right? It's just like those small little things can show impact. And then, for instance, let's say you have a meeting with a stakeholder, right? You're like, oh, well, we really want to know how this X feature is doing or the product is doing. Well, guess what? We did research. We did this usability test. Then we got the feedback from the research and design team. We implemented the changes. Here's the results now. This drove usage. This drove the user to do X, Y, and Z. Now they're more interested. Now we have more users, right? So again, right, doing the right research methodology and tackling it the right way can really, really be beneficial, and then raise the impact for research. And of course, happy stakeholders, happy life, right? So it's always good.